So first I start off by putting on a wig cap. I couldn't find mine, so I had to work with a sock, but it worked. And then I usually just apply some primer all over my face so that the foundation can set nicely. Alright, so now that that's finished, I go ahead and put on some concealer. I believe it's Too Faced? I'm not really sure. I'll add it in the description, all the products I used in the process, but then I just blend it out with a beauty blender. Next, you're going to want to apply some foundation. I try to keep it light just because I don't really like wearing a whole lot of makeup, but if you're going to be wearing this to a con, I recommend just putting on a generous amount so that it doesn't run throughout the day. For the sake of this video though, I'm just going to be applying it to the areas that I believe require foundation. And finally, just set your face with some powder. I couldn't find my powder brush. I had it next to me and I don't know what happened, so I just had to use my fingers. But I mean, it worked out, so it's all good. So after finishing waking up your neighbors by disrupting their sleep, go ahead and grab some eyeshadow. I use Kat Von D's, whatever the hell it's called, I don't know, but it works for this look that I'm going for. But really just look for anything that has a bunch of neutrals and browns, because that's what we're going to be focusing on in this makeup look. So I'm basing Max's makeup off this picture. With that in mind, I'm going to be creating a smoky eye look, and that's pretty much what this whole makeup look really is. So you base the under part of the eyeshadow with a dark brown, not too dark, but just kind of like a lighter darkish brown, and then eventually you're going to work your way into the center, and it finishes off with just black. But you really want to make sure you are blending out the outer part of the eyes, especially because with a smoky eye look, you don't want it to look too messy. If you are using the same eyeshadow palette as me, then you're going to want to take the reddish kind of toned eyeshadow and start working it on top of the brown. Not entirely over it, but just kind of like ending it towards where the brown begins, and then just blending it out. If you don't have the same eyeshadow palette as me, then just be sure to use something a little bit lighter than the brown and that has red undertones. And finally, the part that really brings the smoky eye look together, just put black on top of everything that you just did, but like in the center of the eye, and then just start blending it out towards the rest of the colors, but just make sure you don't cover them because that would defeat the whole purpose. I started off using a brown and I realized that it just didn't look right, so black is probably your best bet. Just don't go too crazy because, I mean, this is more of just what I'm basing it off that picture. It's not like Max actually does this, and she's not like one to really wear dark makeup. This is the part that may seem really weird, but I kind of like adding the red, tired, almost sleepy look under her eyes. Because I don't have red eyeshadow, I just go ahead and use my liquid eyeliner, or eyeshadow lipstick, sorry. And then I just kind of blend it out to make it seem like it's an eyeshadow. Afterwards, I fill in my waterline with a brown pencil liner. Now I'm just gonna set the red lipstick with the redder eyeshadow from the same eyeshadow palette to just kind of complete the overall look, and then to not make it look so glossy. Now we're going to contour. This is completely optional. I kind of just like doing this because my facial structure is not at all similar to Max's, so I kind of just like shaping out my face. It also entirely depends on the shape of your nose, so the way I may be contouring could be completely different towards you, or your nose might be sculpted enough to where you might not even need the contour. But again, I am kind of following what the picture looks like, and it seems to me like there are some darker areas around her nose, so I just kind of like mimicking that as well. Make sure you aren't going at it too dark either, because again, you don't want to make this look too intense. It's kind of just very subtle and then just blending it out. And now for the eyebrows. I used an Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade. I'm kind of just going along with my eyebrow shape. So this part is completely optional. I just have darker eyes and I wanted to replicate Max's lighter colored eyes. I don't have blue though, so I kind of just had to work with green, but it kind of just worked anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But yes, after you're finished with all the eyeshadow and whatnot, go ahead and feel free to start putting in your lenses. After you're finished with that, finish off the makeup look with some mascara. And now for Max's freckles. I like to just dab some water onto my brown eyeshadow and then just sprinkle it across my face. Some people like using Snazaroo, which is a face paint brand, and then some people like using the pomade. The pomade doesn't really work for me, so I kind of just stick to the old-fashioned eyeshadow. But it's whatever you have around you. If you don't have any of those items, then feel free to use a pencil liner or anything that's thin enough to where you could just basically like draw them on. For lips, I just apply some lip balm first, and then orange or just kind of like a light eyeshadow. I don't have lipstick for this, so I kind of just keep it with the eyeshadow, but I noticed that the lip balm kind of just keeps the eyeshadow in place, unless you eat, of course. And then just put on your wig and you should be pretty much all set. So that's kind of just my Max makeup look. My wig isn't entirely accurate. I am planning on getting another one, but it's not really the focus of the video. But I hope that my routine for this look was helpful and that you guys enjoyed it.